Hello guys, it's Wrestling Fan for Life, and I am back, and I am on here to bring you guys to come back up here on YouTube, guys, and I am here to bring you my late review, guys, of WWE WrestleMania Backlash 2021 that took place again, guys, which we're now 5 days removed from WrestleMania Backlash now, guys. So that obviously that I've had time and all that now to get my review and all that done for WrestleMania Backlash and all that, guys. But I am back up here, like I said, guys, to give you the review of WWE's WWE WrestleMania Backlash 2021, and my review and my roundup of WrestleMania Backlash of all the matches and all that, and to give you guys my views and with my thoughts again of what happened at WrestleMania Backlash and all that, guys. And so yeah, and as you can tell from behind me, guys, the weather has not been as good today. Well, it's actually been pretty terrible weather today. It's been pretty crappy weather and that, but it's not felt like summer at all today, or a spring day at least, and all that, guys. But it is what it is. I mean, again, it's the UK, and what can you do about that? But yeah, so like I said, without any more waiting, then, guys, let's chat. Well, I'm gonna go through then my review then of WrestleMania Backlash. And again, guys, if you want to again still check out my pay-per-view predictions I did of WrestleMania Backlash, then that, like I said again, I recorded exactly this time last Friday that I did my preview and predictions of Backlash. But that video again is up on my channel, guys, and I just again want to say thank you for all of the views that video, that my preview and predictions of WrestleMania Backlash had as well, because it's actually had 195 views as of recording this video, guys. It's had a lot of views and all that. It's been pretty crazy, which I'm not again too sure why, but again, it's ended up, like I said, though, with over 190 views in the last 5 days or so. So it has had loads of views and all that, but yeah. So again, guys, if you want to go back to check my preview and predictions of WrestleMania Backlash, then I'll put that again at the end of my review here, of the review in the minute that I'll be doing of WrestleMania Backlash for you guys. And so there we go with that, guys. But let's get into it then without any more waiting, guys. Let's just go through and recap then WrestleMania Backlash 2021. And to give you guys my pay-per-view review and roundup, and my pay-per-view score as well, my overall pay-per-view score, and the match of the pay-per-view, to give the match of the night. And again, like I said, guys, just my overall thoughts, just my thoughts and that. Again, with it, like I said, nearly being a week on. Now, like I said, I was going to try to get, like I said, my review of Backlash done on Wednesday, but I just couldn't, again, quite fit it in, because I was quite busy Wednesday, and I was just not quite able again to fit my review of WrestleMania Backlash on there. But again, I'm here to do it, though, like I said, now. So, so there we go with that. So, and like I said, it took place, like I said, on Sunday, the 16th of May, 2021, WrestleMania Backlash in the WWE Thunderdome again, in the Ewing Center in Orlando, Florida. And so, yeah. So just quickly, though, guys, before I just quickly again then, go through each match, to give my thoughts of each match and going through the results and that. But I just want to, say that, I thought that, WrestleMania Backlash wasn't too bad of a pay-per-view. You know, I didn't think, again, it was anything, you know, too special, that there was anything too special or too, you know, great that happened on WrestleMania Backlash. But overall, it was, you know, a solid pay-per-view. You know, I thought, though, WrestleMania Backlash, that in the end, this actually turned out to be quite, you know, a decent and a solid, you know, solid, you know, matches. Well, there were solid matches as well, and a very good main event as well. The main event was also very good, except that, again, there was one, you know, again, there is, again, one real criticism, though, that WrestleMania Backlash actually ended up getting. There was one match that actually ended up, that was, again, that was really bad, and that was just really terrible. But apart from that, I mean, like I said, overall, that, you know, this pay-per-view wasn't too bad here. It wasn't, you know, too badly produced by WWE, and I would definitely say this was one of the more, you know, it was definitely, like I said, it was definitely, you know, a solid pay-per-view. This was a fine pay-per-view, you know, for what it was. And I thought, like I said, the triple threat matches weren't, you know, didn't turn out too bad. You know, all the title matches, again, weren't all, you know, too bad. But as you'll find out again, though, guys, it was all, you know, they were all pretty predictable, though. And again, guys, I actually got each of my predictions right. I got a clean sweep on my predictions, and got, again, each match predicted correctly as well, that I went for in my predictions that I did this time. You know, when I did that for you this time last Friday. So I actually, again, ended up with getting all my predictions correct on WrestleMania Backlash 2021. So, you know, but no. So there we go with that, guys. But let's just crack on then into the review then, guys. So that in the end, the match card for WrestleMania Backlash, we ended up with 7 matches in total. We got 7 matches in the end, as one match was announced on the WrestleMania Backlash kickoff show. Was for the WrestleMania Backlash pre-show. Was the kickoff match. And then again, like I said, you did still just only have the 6 matches, which which again, the matches that I went through in my predictions last week. There were no further matches which WWE added, even though that tonight on SmackDown there's going to be a fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental Championship, which they didn't decide to add on Backlash. But Apollo Crews is defending the Intercontinental Championship against Big E, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in a fatal 4-way match, which, again, they're doing tonight on SmackDown instead. They're having that fatal 4-way match happening for the Intercontinental Championship tonight on SmackDown instead of again that they didn't decide to put it on WrestleMania Backlash, which again, was a little bit, puzzling. That was a little bit confusing again, because again, that could have definitely again have replaced, certainly again, the Lumberjack match, like I said, between The Miz and Damian Priest. I mean, it could have easily again have still been fitted onto the card, I think, that match. But, it is what it is. But like I said, that match is happening tonight on SmackDown for the Intercontinental Championship. Then Apollo Crews has to will defend the title in a fatal 4-way match tonight with Big E, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn that are going to be involved. Which again, that should be a good match as well. But I think, like I said, the reason I actually think why they probably didn't add that match, or why they didn't want to add that match on, I think it's that, again, because you did already have, like I said, the 2 triple threat matches. You already had again 2 multi-matches, as I said, with them 2 triple threat matches, with the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship and the WWE Championship triple threat match as well. So I can kind of see why they probably, again, didn't, add the Fatal 4-Way match, that Fatal 4-Way match onto WrestleMania Backlash. But again, it's still kind of, could have, been on this pay-per-view. But anyway, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. But again, that should, again, be a good Fatal 4-Way match again, though, for SmackDown tonight. And, but we'll see what happens in the Fatal 4-Way match there tonight. But yeah, so that, like I said, but again, we had again just the 7 matches. That again, with the one extra match that was only again on the pre-show, on the WrestleMania Backlash kickoff show. But again, the 6 matches again that were going into the pay-per-view, like I said, were the matches that again that that were last week. That was, that I went through in my predictions. So there was no changes, as I said, to the match card. No 1 or 2 extra matches. So let's just get straight into it. So with the WrestleMania Backlash 2021 kickoff match then on the pre-show, which again, this was on, 1 hour before the main card. That we had Sheamus, we had the United States champion Sheamus, who came out and actually said that he was going to have an open challenge for the United States Championship that he won at WrestleMania 37 against Riddle, which he won over Riddle at WrestleMania 37. Well, became the new United States champion at WrestleMania 37 when he defeated Riddle. And that he came out, Sheamus, to announce that he was going to put the United States Championship on the line, and that there was going to be an open challenge for anyone again that was going to be willing to come out and to face him, so that was interesting. And then it was Ricochet who then came out and that he accepted Sheamus's challenge. That he came out to accept his challenge there. But then that Sheamus then decided that he wasn't going to defend the United States Championship against Ricochet, that he wasn't going to put his title on the line here in the end, again, to fool Ricochet, well, to basically fool the fans. But yeah, Ricochet came out to be, though, the open challenge. So the match then was Sheamus versus Ricochet here. And it was, like I said, and in the end again, it was a non-title match. So again, it wasn't for the US Championship, because again, Sheamus changed his mind. But for what this match was here, it was pretty good. It wasn't again too long of a match, and this match only lasted just over 5 minutes. Well, for 7 minutes and 12 seconds. This match lasted for, but I mean, yeah, it was, again, just good again to see Ricochet, like I said, though, he, being, coming out to answer Sheamus's open challenge, because again, that we haven't, again, really seen Ricochet being used a lot, again, too much, recently, so it was, again, pretty, refreshing to see Ricochet coming out, but again, that whether, again, that he is, again, going to actually, be able again to actually win the United States Championship from Sheamus. I mean, who knows? But yeah, I mean, this match was okay. Like I said, it wasn't too bad. And Ricochet did actually manage to hit the 450, splash on Sheamus as well, for a close near fall. But in the end, though, Sheamus, defeated Ricochet after he didn't actually hit him with the bro kick, but it was actually with the knee instead, to actually for him to actually get the cover then on Ricochet, and that was how that Sheamus defeated Ricochet. But then after the match, then Ricochet actually then took Sheamus's hat off, and put his coat on, put Sheamus's coat on then after the match, because Ricochet attacked Sheamus. So I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, this match, again, wasn't too bad, for what it was on the kickoff show. It was fine, like I said, and all that, guys. But again, nothing again that you would probably, go back to. But again, Sheamus and Ricochet had a decent. Put on a decent match. Had a decent match here again to kick off with. So there we are with that. But there we go. So that was the opening match for That was, again, the kickoff match that we had there on WrestleMania Backlash. And then, guys, on then to the main card matches then. And all of the match times as well that I have also got down here. So we go then straight into the main card, where we had we started with the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship to start things with, which was Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley defending the Raw Women's Championship in a triple threat match against Asuka and Charlotte Flair. So that this match went first, was the opening match here. And I mean, yeah, to be fair, I mean, the match was, this match wasn't too bad, like I said, to start things off with. It was, actually, again, probably a little bit better than most fans, probably expected. And maybe, again, even better, again, with Charlotte, like I said, being in this match as well. And that Charlotte, a lot of people were saying, was actually probably the more impressive maybe in this match as well, and that she definitely again brought it here. Charlotte, she made this match a little bit better than the match that Rhea Ripley and Asuka had at WrestleMania 37. But I mean, yeah, I mean, again, it did again take time to get this match going. I mean, it did again take time for all these three to kind of gel again, and just to liven the, just to get, into their, just to get this match into gear, to click into gear. But again, that when it did again, pick up, when the pace of the match, did get going towards the end, it was pretty good. And Charlotte as well, also again, went to the top rope and hit again, landed again that moonsault on both Rhea Ripley and Asuka as well, which again was pretty cool. But that again, she's done that before as well, Charlotte. But I mean, yeah, I'll definitely say Charlotte though, like I said, probably did look the best in this triple threat match. But in the end though, guys, that what happened was that Rhea Ripley though ended up retained the Raw Women's Championship though. After that, she after that she gave Asuka the Riptide in the end to pin Asuka and to retain the Raw Women's Championship there. To remain as Raw Women's Champion, and that then afterwards that she stared down Charlotte then afterwards. So that again, it does appear, like I said, that it does seem now that they're probably again going to be now going towards, like I said, having the feud continuing between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley now. That's probably going to be continuing next. For Rhea Ripley for her next, to go one-on-one now with Charlotte Flair. And again, though, the Asuka, though, like I said, did end up, like I said, taking the pinfall. So some fans, again, were probably a little bit annoyed with that. But again, it is what it is. But overall, I mean, yeah, like I said, guys, this match, was definitely, again, a little bit better than I think fans thought. And it definitely, again, like I said, in the last, 5 minutes, again, like I said, it got better. As I said, but in the end, Rhea Ripley, retained the Raw Women's Championship, as I expected, like I said, was going to happen. But I mean, these three, like I said, had, a decent triple threat match. So again, I can't, go too much on about it. But again, it was a fine match to open things with. And so, a decent match. And the match lasted for 15 minutes and 22 seconds. But as I said, now it seems that, like I said, Rhea Ripley is probably going to be continuing to go... that Charlotte Flair will be continuing to go after Rhea Ripley. Or that they're probably going to have a singles match on the next pay-per-view now, which is actually going to be Hell in a Cell. So... Which, again, I don't really get why Hell in a Cell has been moved to June. I don't, again, really, I didn't even, again, quite know that Hell in a Cell is actually going to be in June. Because, again, I thought it was going to be Money in the Bank. So, but again, it is what it is there, though. But I don't really get that, to be honest. Because, I mean, I was a little bit confused that they said that Hell in a Cell is going to be the next pay-per-view there. But... there we are. But the main thing, like I said, is that we knew again Rhea Ripley there was going to retain the Raw Women's Championship, so we weren't again too surprised. But there we are. I wasn't too surprised, so, and there we are with that. And but again, all three of them, like I said, looked pretty good. And again, it was, you know, like I said, a decent triple threat match between those three. And then, guys, on to the next match of the night then, which was Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, who were going up against the Dirty Dogs, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler for the SmackDown, for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now, earlier in the night, before this match, before going into this, Dominic Mysterio was actually taken out, was actually beaten up backstage in the backstage area by both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler were backstage and attacked Dominic Mysterio on the kickoff show, which that was shown on the kickoff show on the WrestleMania Backlash pre-show. So that there was an attack on Dominic by both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler to basically then to make this match then a tough starter for Rey, because Rey then had to go into this match on his own to start it off being again a 2-on-1 handicap match, with Rey again having the disadvantage over both the Dirty Dogs, over both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, to start again the tag team match off. So again, that Rey was without Dominic again for about the first 5 or 10 minutes. So again, like I said, Rey had the odds against him, to start with. But again, it was, so again, it was, again, kind of your generics. Well, again, that we've seen, again, this happen before in the past, where, again, that when it's a 2-on-1, situation, when there's, a 2-on-1 handicap situation, that, obviously, again, that again, Rey was trying to keep the match going and all that. But then eventually and obviously, it's, again, to see if Dominic was going to be able to come out and to help Rey in the end, to get back out and to help Rey in the end. And eventually then Dominic, does come out then. He did then come out in the end to get back into the match, even though that again he came out and he was, still again pretty injured, Dominic, but that again he came back in though, and then that Rey actually again was reluctant at first to tag in Dominic, but then that Dominic came in. And that like I said, definitely again though that the end of the match definitely picked up though. Like I said, basically again that when Dominic came back, when he came out then, when he came from the backstage area, came back in to help Rey, and that then it became like I said, a proper tag team match then. That's when the match definitely again was back and forth then, and that it was more drama then, and to see again that whether Rey and Dominic, again, we're still going to be able, we're going to be able to win. And that in the end, then in the end, that both Rey and Dominic, both in the end, defeated Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler after that Dominic went to the top rope and hit a frog splash. He hit the frog splash again to pay tribute to Eddie Guerrero, the late great Eddie, which again, he paid homage to Eddie there, and hit the frog splash on Robert Roode to get the win, and for both Rey and Dominic to become the first ever father and son SmackDown Tag Team Champion, WWE Tag Team Champions, to hold the tag team titles in history. So, I mean, look, I was really, happy, and I was happy there, because I definitely said, guys, that this would be, a feel-good moment, as I said, and it really was, and you could tell, again, it was, like I said, it was a big deal and emotional for Rey, as I said, especially, like I said, that moment as well. And again, and for Rey and Dominic, like I said, to both make that history as well, to be making that history here of becoming the first father and son, WWE Tag Team Champions in WWE history, again, just goes to show that, and like I said, it was definitely, like I said, just a proud moment for Rey and for Dominic, like I said, and a feel-good moment. Definitely, again, a nice moment for Rey and Dominic to share with each other. And again, certainly, again, for Dominic as well, so in his first championship, first title in WWE, to be with his dad, to be, in a tag team with Rey Mysterio there. So, but like I said, so it'll be cool, like I said, now to see where Rey and Dominic can go now, like I said, as WWE Tag Team Champions, because, obviously we'll see again how long that this reign might last, but I do think again that they're probably going to have another rematch with Ziggler and Rude that might be again at Hell in a Cell, or maybe again they're going to have that on Friday Night SmackDown. Perhaps, if Ziggler and Rude get there, get a rematch for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. But I mean, yeah, so I think it's, like I said, just more for the moment. Like I said, that was good about this match again, was just again to see Rey and Dominic, being so happy, and just to again to have that moment together. Especially as I said, that just for Rey, I mean, just, for Rey Mysterio, for Rey to be, with his son, and to win, again, the tag team titles with Dominic, which is why I suppose again that he wanted, to do as well, and that again, so that they've been building up to. So I mean, yeah. So like I said, congratulations to both Rey and Dominic, and that there we go with that for achieving to become the first father and son tag team champions in WWE. But the match, like I said, wasn't too bad. But as I said, it was more about the story. It was more about, like I said, of waiting until when Dominic again, got into this match. Well, for him to come back out and to help, Rey to even it again. And to then, like I said, that it was Dominic who picked up the win again, who got the pinfall on Robert Roode, for them again to become the tag team champions. But I mean, yeah, so congrats, to Dominic and Rey, and there we go with that. So we'll see again now, like I said, what that can do for Dominic. But yeah, I mean, what a moment, as I said, that was a cool moment. Like I said, it was a cool moment, and I mean, again, there we go with that. So that was again, like I said, and the only title change though, like I said, that we got there was Rey and Dominic becoming the new tag team, WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. But I'm sure, like I said again, that the Dirty Dogs, both Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, will again have a rematch, like I said there. But either again, it will be in Hell in a Cell, at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, or on Friday Night SmackDown. But there we go with that. And then for the third match then, guys, oh boy, here we go. For the next match of the night then, for the third match, and this is the match again that a lot of people have been talking about. This has been the match that has got, where again, that things definitely got weird, and that things then got really bizarre and just so ridiculous and stupid then. Because next up was the Lumberjack match, between Damian Priest for taking on The Miz with John Morrison in a Lumberjack match here, and basically I mean, yeah, guys, again, if you haven't already again seen what happens, that basically you had zombies that were lumberjacks. You actually had zombies that were lumberjacks. Yes, you are hearing me right. You had zombies. Now, the reason again why this was because again they are promoting a film that's got Batista in, called Army of the Dead, a new film that's going to be out on Netflix and all that. So to promote that, they actually had Batista as well, like in the opening video package at the start of WrestleMania Backlash and all that. But then like I said, that after that, then that basically that before the match got going, that John Morrison actually went to the backstage area to actually see who the Lumberjacks were, and that then when he actually opens the door, you then see zombies that are behind the door and all that. So I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, this match here was just bad with the zombies and all that. It was like I said, and it's a shame for Damian Priest here. I mean, you really again do kind of feel sorry that Damian Priest again was put in this match as well. Well, and the Miz, I suppose, but this was again just a disappointment and just really weird. I have to say, and just the fact again that they were using this to promote, a film with Batista in, was just really weird. And the fact again, you didn't even have actual lumberjacks in this match, no wrestlers at all, but just zombies. Well, people dressed up as zombies and all that just didn't make any sense. So again, like I said, this match really suffered. And then again, it just again goes to show why that it's things like these that just makes, the WWE so cringy and so embarrassing sometimes when they just do things, when they have things like this that again, that just make no sense and that are dumb. They just do it again, like for no reason. And it's cheesy as well. And it's ridiculous. And it just doesn't work. It just really doesn't. But like I said, getting down. I mean, to the match, like I said as well. I mean, it was just so weird, and you basically had Damian Priest and the Miz and John Morrison, who were all trying again to fight the zombies. They were all trying to fight the zombies. I mean, again, when I actually saw this, I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even believe that you actually had zombies as lumberjacks. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. But I mean, like I said, this was definitely again just terrible, and this was one of the worst matches in that we've seen in definitely again in quite some time. Because again, the zombies again being the lumberjacks just spoiled this match, and it was like I said, that they were trying to do like the horror movie sort of thing and all that. Like it was trying to be like a horror movie, and it just came off again just really poorly and really bad. But in the end, though, I mean, Damian Priest did end up, though, like I said, though, to defeat The Miz in the end. And that he did, end up, to defeat The Miz. And that then afterwards, then, that the zombies then came into the ring to then basically trying to, like, eat The Miz or whatever. I mean, it's just really hard to talk about this match. It really is, without, again, just saying how bad it is and how ridiculous that it was as well, and just how unbelievable it was, how just over the top, how goofy it was, and just the bizarreness again. So but there we go with that. But Damian Priest again, though, got the win, which again that was the only thing that came out of it. But I really, again, just hope as well now that Damian Priest is now just, again, now going to move on from all this stuff with The Miz and John Morrison as well now. And, and to move into a different direction. But, yeah, I mean, this was, again, definitely, again, like the worst match of the night as well. And this was the worst match of WrestleMania Backlash. So there we are again, just very weird. And it was a short match as well. It only lasted just for 7 minutes. So there we go on that match there. So that was, again, just terrible. And just, there we go with that. But next up then, I mean, that was, again, probably the hardest match to talk about. But then after that, then, guys, we then got the SmackDown Women's Championship match. That was next, as SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair then took on Bayley in a singles match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that definitely then this match was another solid match here. With Bayley and Bianca Belair here. I mean, I probably again wouldn't say that I don't think this was the best match of the night, but I do think again that this was maybe like the second best match. Well, the second, solid match of the night behind the main event. After the main event, I think, well, in my opinion, I would, probably say. But yeah, Bianca Belair and Bayley here had a pretty good match, and definitely I think that the spot of this match was actually with Bianca Belair actually took quite a bad bump after that Bayley, actually like picked, Bianca Belair up and gave her like and front face, put her onto the steel steps, which was quite a nasty looking spot as well. That was as well, I thought, but yeah, so. But like I said, this match was pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't again quite say that I think this was as well. That it was still again, it wasn't quite as good as Sasha and Bianca was at WrestleMania. Like I said, but again, this was still again, a good match though here. And again, and in the end, Bianca Belair ended up pinning Bayley. Well, got the win over Bayley in controversial kind of fashion and in kind of like a cheap kind of win with a roll up, basically after the match, then Bayley complained that Bianca actually cheated. Well, that she cheated in the end to win that match as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this was a pretty good match though. But again, Bianca Belair went over Bayley again. And like I said, now she's beaten both Bayley and Sasha. But I do again think now that, like I said though, I think that this will probably still continue though here between Bianca and Bayley, because I still think this is probably going to still continue, probably again going into WWE Hell in a Cell as well. Probably they're going to have a rematch, because I don't think again that Bayley again is going to give up, to go after the SmackDown Women's Championship there. So there we go with that. But the match lasted again, and it lasted again for about 16 minutes as well. So there we go. Because again, I still don't quite. Well, I mean, I think Sasha maybe probably might come back, but I still again think that they should still hold off again to probably have Bianca face Sasha in a rematch at SummerSlam, and that's just what I think they should still do. Even though that I still think again, like, you could again still see a triple threat match with Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Sasha Banks, which again I could still see that maybe happening down the line too. But I think again that for right now, that it's going to stick again to being, Bianca Belair and Bayley, because I don't think again that Bayley, that this is not over yet, that this isn't over with both Bayley and Bianca Belair. So there we go with that. But again, that Bianca again though retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. And there was that match. So for the next match then, and this was the penultimate match, this is the penultimate match then of WrestleMania Backlash, and the second triple threat match then. This was the second triple threat match for the WWE Championship triple threat match. Bobby Lashley with MVP versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman in a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. And again, that like I said, like with the Raw Women's triple threat match and the opening match, but again, I'll probably again, say that this was definitely not a bad triple threat match, but it was kind of like what I said, like what I was mentioning about in my preview of this match, where I said again that, that this wasn't again necessarily going to be, again, like a great triple threat match. I mean, triple threat matches, again, can again be difficult matches, like I said, just to do and to just work and all that, like I said. But Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, had a pretty... They had, again, a decent triple threat match. And that again, like I said, they all matched up, quite similarly here. Quite similar and all that, and they were all trying again to show off, how strong they all were, to show off their strength and all that, and how strong they all are, their feats of strength and things like that. But yeah, you had Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre as well, who did again try and team up to they took Braun Strowman out as well. But yeah, I mean, again, this was again just basically again, like I said, just a brawl. This was again, you just had a lot of these three again just brawling around, like I said, and Braun Strowman actually put Drew McIntyre through the announce table, and also that he also hit he also again and actually again that Braun Strowman as well also showed a bit of also hit actually came off and hit a rolling senton, hit like a sort of like a cannon, well, like a rollover sort of thing to take out both Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, this was a good triple threat match, and then basically then Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre then puts Bobby Lashley like through then goes and brawls with Lashley by the stage area, and then Bobby Lashley then goes through like the pyro and all that, where the pyro is and stuff. And that McIntyre puts Bobby Lashley through that, so that then it only again is then just then like so then Bobby Lashley then is out of the match, and that then you've just got Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. But then, like I said, Bobby Lashley though comes back, and in the end retains the WWE Championship after that he came in after Drew McIntyre hit Strowman, well, connected the Claymore, got the Claymore on Braun Strowman then. Before that then Bobby Lashley came in, and then he grabbed McIntyre out of the ring, and then that he pinned Braun Strowman for the 1-2-3, and for Bobby Lashley to still be your WWE champion and to retain, and he retains the WWE Championship. So I mean, again, like I said, it was, a pretty predictable end, really. That again, like I said, Bobby Lashley, taking advantage again after that Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore, hit his finisher on Strowman. Only again for him to push, McIntyre out the ring, and then for him to get the 1-2-3. So again, it was again, a generic finish. Really, it didn't, come off, that, interesting, but Bobby Lashley though retained the WWE Championship, which like I said, I thought I could tell what would happen, and that Strowman again was the one who took the pinfall. So there we go, and the match lasted for 14 minutes. I mean, like I said, this wasn't again, like I said, a great match or anything special. But it was, well, like I said, for what this triple threat match was, though, it wasn't, too bad. And that, again, Strowman, McIntyre, and Lashley, again, still, had, a good, still, again, did what they could in this triple threat match here, like I said. But again, that it still, again, seems, again, that they still are probably going to not be done, though, with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley, because, again, that probably most that again that they are going to probably again go into facing each other now in probably a Hell in a Cell match at WWE Hell in a Cell, which I really again don't want to see again Lashley and McIntyre go 1-on-1 for the WWE Championship again. But it just again seems that McIntyre again just isn't done with again over with Bobby Lashley just yet. Anything is still not done between these two yet. But there we go. But the match again lasted. This match lasted for 14 minutes. So again, it wasn't again a very long triple threat match. But again, like I said, you had table bumps and you had some good spots in this match. But again, it just wasn't. This wasn't again, like I said, a great, triple threat match. But again, that these three again just showing off, how dominant they all were. But there we go with that. But Lashley again, ends up defeating both Strowman and McIntyre. And so there we go with that. But the direction now seems, like I said, that McIntyre and Bobby Lashley are probably again going to have their one final match. There's probably again, like I said, going to be inside Hell in a Cell, in a Hell in a Cell match now, that they're probably again going to do at Hell in a Cell. So again, it's not going to be too interesting with that, but again, they just can't again seem to to find anything else for Bobby Lashley still right now in terms of a new opponent for him. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, they are, again, sort of teasing Kofi Kingston, but who knows. But anyway, so we'll see what happens with that, guys. But then that now leaves us to just one match left, guys, and that we're now on to the main event match then. We have reached then the main event match of WrestleMania Backlash then, guys. And that this was the main event of WrestleMania Backlash, which, well, Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus Cesaro for the in a singles match in Cesaro's first singles match for either a WWE Championship or the Universal or in a Universal Championship match, pay-per-view match here on pay-per-view, and that before the match started, you had Roman Reigns, who was backstage with Jey Uso as well, or with Jimmy Uso, one of the Usos, and then Roman came out. So again, that you knew, like I said, that Jey Uso again was probably going to come out and all that, to probably help Roman and all that, but getting, like I said, into it, like I said, guys, and like I said, this was the moment, like I said, that Cesaro was waiting for, and that I have to say, and this was again definitely a very good match here. This was a very good match. And that you could just tell here that Cesaro again, seized the opportunity here, that he was seizing his moment here against Roman Reigns. And again, he was just calm, Cesaro, he was calm, and that he took this match, in his stride as well. He didn't, panic, or he wasn't too overwhelmed or anything like that. So yeah. But I mean, this was a very good match there with, and again, it came off, really well. Cesaro came off really well in this match, and that again, at not trying, to give up and all that here in this match. And that, yeah, this was just, again, this was a very good main event here. And I would say this is was the match of the night. And that definitely, again, that Roman Reigns and Cesaro, had a very good main event here. But then, like I said, like about 10 minutes or so in the match, then basically Cesaro gets his arm injured. Roman Reigns injures Cesaro's arm. I think it's his left arm, I think it is, or his right arm or his shoulder, sorry, or his arm that gets injured by Roman Reigns. So that then, like I said, he ends up picking up an injury. So Roman targets Cesaro's shoulder then, that he's able then to go after, the injured shoulder that Cesaro has, which again, was good storytelling again. And so that then Cesaro then was trying to fight through, again, the injury, the injured shoulder that he picked up, like I said. And that Roman Reigns was trying to just keep on going after Cesaro's shoulder, but Cesaro then, like I said, didn't quit, and he still kept battling on and still kept on going, and that then and showing resiliency, he showed resilience, Cesaro, but that then. Then at one point there was a closer fall because Cesaro went to the top rope. Well, went up to the middle rope, and then that Roman Reigns caught Cesaro in midair with the Superman punch, and that was a really cool. Well, that was a close near fall, but Cesaro kicked out of that, and Cesaro again just really didn't want to give up. But that eventually then that Roman Reigns did manage to get in there, the front face guillotine on Cesaro's shoulder then, which ended up then just being too much for Cesaro, and he locked it in on his right arm, but with also cleverly trapping in his left arm so that Cesaro then couldn't get his other arm out, which was clever by Roman Reigns as well, how that happened. So like I said, so that. Then in the end, like I said, that Cesaro was just going through too much pain and all that. His arm was going through too much pain in his right shoulder. So in the end, again, the match was ended by the referee by technical submission at 27 minutes and 34 seconds. After 27 minutes, after going 27 minutes long. But so that Roman Reigns then retained the Universal Championship, which again was, like I said, we mostly expected that to happen and all that. So, you know, again, it wasn't too surprising. But that then, guys, that post-match, then afterwards, Jey Uso then came in after the match was over then. And I was actually quite glad, because this was one of the times as well where Jey Uso didn't actually, you know, help to help Roman Reigns here. You know, Roman Reigns, you know, was able again to beat Cesaro by himself without Jey Uso's help for once. But Jey Uso then did come into the ring, and he actually then attacked Cesaro as well. But then Seth Rollins' music hit, and as I again, you know, thought would maybe happen, Seth Rollins' music hit, and he then was coming down. He came down as well and came into the ring and had a little stare down with Roman Reigns. Before then, that Seth Rollins also went to attack Cesaro, viciously then was trying to attack Cesaro's arm and to injure his arm more by then putting it in a steel chair, and he gave a curb stomp to the outside as well onto Seth Rollins, and he was in his suit and all that. He was wearing his suit, Seth Rollins, his drip. Coming out in his drip attire as the in-ring drip, and so that, yeah, but he hit a curb stomp on the floor onto Seth Rollins on the outside, and then he then got a steel chair. He grabbed a steel chair from ringside, and he put Cesaro's arm in the steel chair, and then he took his arm to the steel post and just smashed it against the steel post again with real, you know, which looked real, you know, which came off again really, you know, like nasty as well by Seth Rollins. So that was, you know, Seth Rollins' revenge, you know, on Cesaro, to get his revenge on Cesaro again from that defeat on SmackDown the other week on Friday Night SmackDown, where he lost to Cesaro, which gave Cesaro the title match here at WrestleMania Backlash. And that then, as the pay-per-view went off, as it closed out WrestleMania Backlash, Seth Rollins standing over Cesaro, gloating over Cesaro with an injured Cesaro down. You had Cesaro down injured then and in pain. And Rollins, like I said, you know, gloating, and obviously again, you know, taking Cesaro out, and ending on a really kind of bad note for Cesaro. But again, like I said, though, it still again made Cesaro, though, come off, you know, like as such, you know, but it made Cesaro again, though, you know, more again, you know, over as well, and more fans again, you know, getting on Cesaro's side. Again, that Cesaro just really, you know, showed what he could do here as a babyface, and really, again, just getting more support. But that was how Backlash then ended, and that was how it ended then, with Rollins standing tall. And again, to seem like I said, that he's injured Cesaro's arm and all that he's taken Cesaro out. So we'll see again what's going to happen now. But I do believe, though, that we are still going to see, you know, maybe again another match between Seth Rollins and Cesaro. That it may be, I mean, possibly again, that maybe that this could happen, that could happen at Hell in a Cell or inside a Hell in a Cell match, because it definitely seems like that there should be a Hell in a Cell match, that they should make this a Hell in a Cell between, you know, for Cesaro and Seth Rollins. But, you know, which would be, you know, really cool as well, having, you know, Rollins and Cesaro, you know, being in a Hell in a Cell match as well, because we haven't, you know, seen Cesaro either in a Hell in a Cell match before either. But I mean, yeah, but like I said then, you know, you just really again got more behind Cesaro after this beatdown. But Rollins again just gloating and just soaking it all in, that he's attacked Cesaro, that he's taken Cesaro out and taken him down as well, and served his revenge on Cesaro. and a real, you know, and a, you know, a nasty beatdown. So there we are. But overall then, guys, that is it then for WrestleMania Backlash. And just then, guys, but again, I really again thought, like I said, though, it was a good it was a really good main event though between Roman Reigns and Cesaro. But there we go with that. But overall then, guys, to give my overall rating for WrestleMania Backlash 2021 out of 10, I'm going to say that I'm going to go for a 7 out of 10. I'm going to say a 7 out of 10 for WrestleMania Backlash, because I think that, you know, you had decent solid matches with decent solid enough matches on this you know, pay-per-view. Plus again, you know, like I said, you had a very good main event match between Cesaro and Roman Reigns, and one of, again, like the more better pay-per-view matches, if not the best pay-per-view match that we've seen this year. And Roman Reigns, again, like I said, just stepping it up, you know, in the ring as well. And but like I said, the downfall, so like I said, was the lumberjack match between Damian Priest and The Miz again. And that was, again, you know, with the zombies and all that, was just really bad. And also, again, as I just said, that all of the matches all had, you know, predictable outcomes as well. It was, you know, a predictable pay-per-view. And even, like I said, you know, it was just very predictable with a lot of the matches. And again, the lumberjack match, again, between The Miz and Damian Priest was just, you know, with the zombies, was really bad and was terrible. So I can't, again, give it any more than a 7 out of 10. But I still think, again, that if you take, you know, all of when you take that out of it, though, this was still, again, a good, you know, pay-per-view, a fine, you know, pay-per-view Wrestlemania Backlash 2021. And the match of the pay-per-view and of the night for Wrestlemania Backlash, I'm going to say, is for Roman Reigns versus Cesaro for the WWE Universal Championship, which I'm going to say is a 3 3/4 stars out of 5 stars. So not quite a 4-star match, but very nearly it was a 4-star, you know, main event match. But still, again, it was a very good match there, guys. But there we go. So that then, guys, is it for my WrestleMania Backlash 2021 review done. And there's that's done now, and that's been reviewed, guys. So let me now, guys, know what you all thought of WrestleMania Backlash again, and what your you know, final thoughts were of WrestleMania Backlash from Sunday, and and that what you had to think again about that lumberjack match with the zombies, which was just terrible. But anything, again, like I said, that you thought was good as well. You know what you thought again of the main event between Cesaro and Roman Reigns, and where you would rank that in terms of how, you know, really good that match was, how good of a match they had, Cesaro and Roman Reigns. And yeah, guys, but that's it there for WrestleMania Backlash. So we will be on to Hell in a Cell, onto WWE Hell in a Cell, as I said, next up in June, next month now, which again is an interesting, which it will be interesting to again, why that they've again got Hell in a Cell in June. But again, you know, it is what it is. They probably again just decided to change it up, who knows. But yeah, I mean, so again, you know, we will see again what matches they are going to have inside, you know, Hell in a Cell. But anyway, guys, there we go. So again, guys, thank you for seeing my review of WrestleMania Backlash, and let me again know what you would rate WrestleMania Backlash and what your match of the night was. And again, and so just let me again know your final thoughts, and there we go, guys. But again, that's it for this video, guys. And then next up now, that on Wednesday I am going to be doing my special AEW Double or Nothing collab, hopefully collab preview and predictions, switching then onto AEW, onto now doing my next pay-per-view predictions collab, and that's going to be a collab special, bringing back Gary Threat to do preview and predictions on AEW Double or Nothing 2021 for AEW Double or Nothing 2021, and I'm quite, and I'm excited again to be joined by Gary to do that for Double or Nothing, guys. And so that's going to be interesting again, because hopefully again that's hopefully going to be Wednesday that I'm going to record that with Gary. But yeah, so as I said, guys, I will have my preview and predictions again of WrestleMania Backlash again at the end. You can click that on the end of the video here, guys. But as always, guys, thanks again for tuning into my review of WrestleMania Backlash. And as always, guys, stay safe and take care. And as always, don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the face who runs the wrestling YouTube community. Keep on, pushing me on my channel, and let's keep on boosting my channel. And I'm out in this one, guys, and peace.